plane up there. All right, you see that? That's an airline, commercial airline. There you go, another one there. Now, that is not a commercial airliner. It's hovering, it's sitting right there. All right, and then you got more, a lot more. You got another one over here. Just hovering around, just hanging out. Airlines don't just hang out, and those aren't helicopters. You got several over here now that are flying around. Two there are flying, one's hovering.
Generally speaking, the bigger a propeller that's spinning is, then the louder, lower frequency that travels farther. So think of a helicopter that you've seen flying by and how loud that is and how far away you can hear that sometimes. Drones are smaller still. So typically the pitch of the noise that they're creating is often quite high, although it varies. And but the other characteristic of this is that the higher the pitch, the less distance you're going to hear it from. Manned aircraft maneuver smoothly. Drones don't have to. You know, these particularly the multicopters that are the most predominant. They can change direction on a dime. So you can reverse their course, you can turn them 90 degrees, and they basically just change direction. So that kind of motion can give you a clue that you're looking at a drone, not an aircraft.
We don't really know what's going on. My guess is there are a lot of pranksters and individual operators who are Americans who are just doing this to see what they can do with their little technology they bought down at some Radio Shack. But we can't rule out the possibility of substantially more concerning kinds of foreign action, and we're going to have to learn more. We really are finding ourselves underprepared even to understand what's happening. I don't think people should be too worried, but I think people should keep a little pressure on the government to do a little better here. And I don't know, I'm not that interested in blaming people for what they haven't done up until now, but I think we need to keep prodding the government to do better in the future, figuring out a better sensor network, figuring out, with some more decisive action if necessary, where these things came from, getting our hands on some of them, and not just baby talking the population into telling people they shouldn't worry when we actually don't know the origin or purpose of many of these drones. That's not a very appropriate way for government to act.
In our view, we don't think there's anything concrete to worry about right now, but that it would be helpful for us to have a better understanding of what's going on in the airspace. We've been pushing for rules that expand the current authorities about what we call detection and mitigation, sort of having sensors set up around the country that would help us understand what's in the airspace beyond what we already know about traditional aircraft, whether that's airplanes or helicopters or drones that are operating.
drones in the sky, Rockaway, New Jersey. Buzzing around, looking around. Clearly in a formation. There are literally dozens of drones flying around. You can see the lights flashing. It's hard to see them. iPhone camera.